Yeah, absolutely. So this is our sustainable investing chapter. And from a financial perspective and from the implications on companies' perspective, I mean, this is one of the more important chapters in the book because it's basically saying that companies like BlackRock and Vanguard and all of these really large asset managers, they're starting to say that we care about ESG and they're starting to back that with their trillions and trillions of dollars of assets. And just as recent as a couple of years ago, about 33% of assets in markets were ESG assets. But coming forward by 2030, so that's just in a decade, it's expected that about 95% of assets will be ESG related. So for people that are not familiar with this, this is basically a way of measuring sustainability through looking at environmental and social and governance pillars within the business. And you can see the growth already that's happening. This is a 6-year gap between 2012 and 2018. But you can see that in North America, for example, this is not even a double. This is a quadruple, right? So this is very significant. When it's 95% of assets in 10 years, it's the companies that have not come up with a strategy in this area, not only not just come up with a strategy, but aren't doing that strategy well. I mean, those companies are going to be positioned to really struggle, at least as far as investors are concerned and markets. And of course, that's going to have ripple effects in other parts of the company too, right? It's not just markets. If you are not engaging with this trend as a leader, your own employees, your other stakeholders, there's going to be pressure coming from other areas too.
Yeah, and it's some of the research I've covered as well around this gets at the heart of really repurposing the role of companies and corporations in our world, where it's beyond earnings per share, quarterly profits. Those things are important, but increasingly, as all the surveys show, we're looking to our companies. We're looking to CEOs and senior leaders to weigh in on critical social issues, to make sure that they actually are paying attention to these issues, and it's being reflected in the investments they make and the kind of businesses they create. And your research really supports and validates a lot of that.